Hello?
I feel so professional wearing these.
Okay.
I don't.
So yeah, it's gonna be, your posture is really gonna suffer here, cause
Yeah, it is. Kind of like, cause I have to be. You said like a fist.
yeah.
All right, I'll bring it in.
That's better.
There we go. I can like hear myself in the microphone or the headset. I think better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I can also turn you up, but
Ooh.
hello?
I feel like I'm in.
Oh,
Oh, geez.
oh no.
I felt like I was in a bathroom.
Okay.
All right.
I think that's
that's good.
fine.
I can
Maybe a
like,
little closer. I'm sorry.
closer. No,
this
you're
is gonna
fine.
ruin your back too.
That's all right. I just want to like. I don't want to break it.
Sorry, grandkids, I can't play with you. When I was younger, I did a podcast and I had to lean forward too much and my back went out.
Like my grandpa was talking about like working in these like metal factories, and I'm like, yeah, I had to sit weird for like an hour, and just really took my life away.
Yeah. My knees are gonna die because I spent so much time on the floor playing Legos.
It's just I can't. Don't have it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to bend down to pat my young grandchildren on the head.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta hope that they're tall.
Yeah, I'll have to wait until they're 5 years old before I can do that.
Yep, any affection until they're 5, and
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna be like, "What is this?" You've earned it, and then
Yeah.
just have like a weird complex.
I won't be able to move. I'll be like a blob
just like
in bed.
bedridden.
Yeah, I can't move my back or my knees.
Yeah. Legos, you gotta be serious about it. You can't just.
Are you hearing yourself fine?
I think so. I can't tell if it's just me talking or can you hear me?
That's better.
That's better.
Yeah.
Okay. Just bring it in closer, maybe.
Well, it's weird because even if you like go like this, it's awful. Hello?
Hello.
We're back.
We're back. In a very professional setup.
Yeah. Wow.
In Caleb's apartment.
Yeah. So a lot
has happened.
Yeah. I don't really know how else to segue into it.
I mean, I don't know if there is a way. Just
Like it's been since. Well, we recorded an episode that I never ended up publishing. I can't remember what happened. Maybe it was the audio.
probably.
But even that was before the car crash.
Oh yeah, both car crashes.
Both car crashes.
Both car crashes.
Yeah. I don't know who listens to the podcast who doesn't know us personally, but
We did some stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think of what came first. Because when was our last?
In terms of major events?
Yeah, like when was the last podcast that people would have?
It was
It was a while ago.
yeah.
I was
wow.
still wearing jackets. Like,
I think it was 1 or 2 weeks before I got in my car crash because we were trying to do it every week. Something
Yeah.
like that.
then you crashed your car.
Then yeah,
Then
things
I crashed
happened.
my car. Yeah. Oh jeez.
Oh no.
Uh oh. Okay. I cannot do that. My bad.
Yeah, no, I spent $40 on pop filters this morning, so that problem is
Nice.
gonna get fixed.
Okay.
but-
Cool. Yeah, I was saying because I guess we'll just go through. Do you want?
Yeah.
I mean, unless you don't want to talk about your crash. I don't
No,
know. It's
no,
fine.
I'm
cool.
more than happy to do so. Let's see. Yeah, so I did a a barrel roll. I did one of those, but with my car.
Yeah, and that's not easy to do.
Yeah, no, it's not. And I couldn't do it again if I tried. Well, I probably could, but I'd die. I'm
You came pretty close, homie.
I don't want to use the word luck, but like
Skill.
skill. Yeah. It's skill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could have been much worse, but because of his insane driving skills, he was able to keep himself safe.
Yeah, exactly. I knew exactly what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think I went like this or something. I don't know.
My ears. He doesn't like loud noises, and so that was.
Yeah, well, it was weird because it was insanely loud, and the only thing I was thinking was like, this can't be happening because I flipped twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Anyway.
crazy. I've never flipped a car before. That must just be like such a wild feeling where you're just like,
was-
I'm upside down right now.
Yeah.
Like that,
Yeah.
And like your brain registers that, but you don't really know what to do. Like
very surreal.
You know you're upside down, but that's about all you can really process in that moment.
So that happened. I got a new car. I guess it's your turn.
Yeah. I was same road, like literally like 300 feet from where he crashed his car.
It's not 81.
I don't know what it is, but I was taking a turn. I got distracted and just like went into the ditch and hit this road approach. Just like whoop, went over it and like came down at a weird angle. So like the bottom of my car got like smushed in. So like everything else looked relatively fine. Just like the bottom of the car was.
Yeah, it's amazing because like looking at it when I was there, I was like, oh, that should be fine.
Yeah, that's what I thought because I knew the radiator popped because there's coolant everywhere. So I was like, if we could fix that and it'll be all right. And the mechanic that looked at it was like, yeah, we could probably, like, your insurance would probably cover this, man. Like, you're good. And then, like, a week and a half later, they're like, nah, man, you messed this thing up. And I'm like, how? Like, it looked fine. Like, and I made sure I didn't overheat it when I drove it, like, because I had to get out of the ditch and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I had to drop Mason off at Taekwondo, and then I was picking up your brother to bring him to the church.
Oh, right.
And so I crashed the car, and I'm like, crap. So I get Mason to Taekwondo because that's a little closer. And then while Jake's finishing up, I'm like attaching hoses and trying just to make sure I can get to the church, which is a couple miles away. So I'm like, this is going to be sketchy. And I didn't have my phone at the time, so I have like no way of contacting anyone. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure I could have gone in and asked for a phone, but I didn't really feel like doing that.
No, you can't do that.
No, I'm too old for that. Yeah. We just drove it. Jake was like, do you want me to tell people about this or do you want me to kind of let it simmer? And I'm like, let's let it simmer. We just
see the way it shakes out. You know?
Yeah, it was super nice of him because I was like, he's going to go in and be like, Tucker crashed his car. No, he's super chill about it. But yeah, that was really annoying.
Nice.
And then we both got Subarus. So that's just what you do when you crash a car is you buy a Subaru.
I got mine from Montana because we all went to Montana because I bought a camera. Mm-hmm. Which is the one that is being used to film this.
So you can see my face.
I hope I look better than normal.
Just high definition. Yeah. Oh, you did because you drove it back from Montana. That's kind of cool too.
Yeah. That Montana trip was pretty fun. Going into the mountains was cool.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it a lot.
What else has happened? Film weeks happened. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Film week didn't happen. I don't want to go into that.
Film weeks, plural.
Film months, really.
I'm not even sure what I can say right now because we're still trying to keep some things secret from people.
Okay. I don't know. I wasn't a very big part of it this time, so everyone's like, how's it going? I'm like, I don't know. I've heard things, but I don't know if that's like...
You heard about the truck, right?
Yeah, the truck was pretty funny.
Okay.
Is that something you can go into? Or no? Okay.
That's the
truck didn't happen either.
Yeah.
What else did we do?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, like, half the people canceled.
Yeah, that did happen. Yeah. I'm trying to think of something funny, though.
Well, you weren't there, but there was a giant leech on my foot.
Oh,
and I got poison ivy on my feet. I remember that.
Was
and then
wild.
I couldn't walk.
Yeah, you came into Walmart, and everyone's like, what's wrong with him? I'm like, I couldn't tell you. Like, there's something wrong, though. Like, you were not okay.
That was rough. You know, poison ivy on just about everywhere. But, like, when you can't walk.
Yeah, on your foot's tough because it's constant. Like, your sock is rubbing on it. Like, just... Everything is always...
That's unfortunate.
That was rough.
Mm-hmm.
I've never gotten poison ivy. Yeah. Even in situations where I definitely should have, like walking barefoot in these woods where everyone's like, there's poison ivy, and I've never gotten it. So I've just assumed I'm immune, like I've got a superpower.
Well, it's so funny. Everyone in the cast, and from what I know, the crew, besides my siblings, were not allergic. So everyone was fine except for me, which I was really happy for because, like, I could kind of handle it. But, like...
Yeah, when you have, like, several people.
If we had 5 people all with poison ivy, that would not have gone down well.
You just got to add it to the movie.
Yeah.
Like, oh, now they all have poison ivy somehow.
Weird. All limping around. Well, the reason I got it on my bare feet was because we were filming at a river. And I had to take off my socks and shoes so I could carry the camera across the river. Which was fun.
Is that when you got the leech too? I'm assuming that's when the leech showed up. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't like leeches. They're gross. They're nasty. Like, I can handle most things, but leeches get me. They're slimy and they bite. Like, that's gross.
Yeah, I think Dashiell ended up taking it and, like, slowly murdering it is what he did.
Nice.
From what I remember.
It deserves
which I think we were all pretty satisfied with that.
I remember we used to carry around salt packets just in case we found leeches at the beach, and we're like, "It's on! Like you have welcomed death upon yourself now. Like this is what you get."
Imagine doctors used to like walk around like looking
just
for
a bucket
them.
of leeches.
I found one.
Perfect.
I wonder if those were actually helpful in any way, or it was all like completely.
I cannot tell. It's an interesting way to do things too. Like they just bled people out. Like I don't. Yeah. I wonder.
But you
like,
gotta
what
think it helped for a couple people, right?
I think that. Well, it must have, because again, like their like whole thing was like a lot of people had to die for them to change things. But I feel like for them to even like consider it, it had to work on somebody.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
But I don't
bring leeches back.
Bring leeches back. It'd be a fun story. You're just like pale in your bed, like bunch of dots, the leeches, man.
I just can't. Like I thought, I took off
chemotherapy. Nah, couldn't afford it.
They sucked all the cancer out. Well, I took off my sock and I thought it was mud, and I was like, "That's not mud."
They're gross. I don't like. There's only been a few times where I've like publicly freaked out, and I was like 6, and a leech was like on my leg, and I tried to brush it off, and it didn't brush
it didn't
off.
Want to.
And I was like, I can't. And I didn't really know what a leech was. Like I knew what it was, but I didn't like. I don't know why I didn't process that they bit people. I just like lost it. My dad was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "The thing." He's like, "A leech," and like they're all just like very condescending. I was like,
"No, that's understandable."
I don't know. Should we ask this guy to join? That'd be funny. Just like random people, random people from your apartment.
I haven't met my neighbors yet. I haven't met a single person.
Really? Like even just like I'm assuming you've seen them, but you've never like
never said a word.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I live by myself now, so
he's a loner. Alone. All mysterious. He has a nice apartment though.
It's pretty nice, yeah. I try to keep it that way and fail, but
no,
it's fine. Oh, I have the Sherlock Holmes collection right there. Or I have the one Sherlock Holmes collection, and then I have the other.
Wow.
So we can watch that. We can just throw it in. I don't know if you've seen it yet. But
I've seen the first Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr.
Okay, well now I have the second one.
And the other one.
Yeah, I have both Sherlock Holmeses.
Nice.
Yes.
Cool, we should do that sometime. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea.
Just throw it in the Blu-ray player. What did you think of Everything Everywhere All at Once?
That was a weird
Upon
movie.
reflection.
I woke up the next morning. I'm like, I don't really know what happened because I went to breakfast with your dad, and I was like, yeah, we went to Caleb's last night and we watched a movie. He's like, what was it? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, what was it about? I'm like, I can't really tell you because again, the issue was you had Legos out, and I have like ADHD or something. When Legos hit, like I am like, I don't hear people, I don't see people.
I know. I was watching you. I was like, there's subtitle, and if you miss it, it's not. It's fine.
I just like, and so I missed like the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And so like missing that, and then it already being kind of a confusing movie, I'm like, I'm probably not a great person to give a review on it because I don't like.
I just thought you'd enjoy Raccoonie. I was like, you know what? If nothing else, I think Tucker will enjoy the raccoon.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my dad to watch it, but it's an uphill battle for sure.
He was talking about it, and I was like, he's like, what'd you think of it? I'm like, it was funny. Like, some of the parts were funny, but again, like, I missed some of it, and then, like, it's already kind of an artistic movie, so it's...
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
The raccoon was dope, though. I did really like the raccoon. I got... Any movie with the raccoon, I'll probably, like...
Yeah.
I'll give a chance to.
Especially one that controls you under your chef's hat.
That's awesome.
It's like...
That's my dream, honestly.
Is a cook who's a raccoon.
You don't see very many of those. So usually they're not very picky eaters. No, so I like being a chef really isn't in the cards for most raccoons.
Yeah.
There's your fun fact of the day. Yeah. That was weird. What else happened?
Yeah, what else has happened?
I'm trying to think.
Lots of
big things, but I want to like work our way up to it. What else? Man, I thought more had happened.
Well, I know a lot more has happened. It's just like, man, I don't know how much I want to share.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's been a long summer, but I've been trying to get videography going. Oh, as far as the movie goes, this will probably be the last one. I guess anyone who's seen the trailer has seen like the final project, which is like, yay. But it's also like,
hurrah.
You know what? I think I don't think I'm never gonna make a movie again. But it's gonna take a few years, and I think until then, probably making it under a different guise, because the crew, you know, people are gonna go off to college, and I feel like everyone's doing a lot of work, and it's probably best to be like, and same for the podcast too, be like, all right, you know what? This is a thing, and instead of letting it slowly just fade, just be like, this section is what that was. I guess having an end makes it more of like a
more official, and so no one's like confused on anything. Yeah, like, oh, I thought we were doing a movie next. It's like, no.
Yeah, and obviously anyone who wants to be involved with any future movie making, that's great. John's still gonna come up, and we're gonna do short films and stuff, but it's not gonna be a Ztake thing.
Yeah, just kind of for fun.
Cool. And yeah, as far as the podcast goes, this will probably, I mean, unless you wanted to start a new one, this will probably be the last episode.
All right. How many kids do you have? Is this like a solid number?
Oh, shoot.
You're right. Like 43,
This is a good question.
I'm sorry. Let's see.
This is a good question.
I know.
My bet's on, I'm going to go 47.
47? That might be right. I know we're in the 40s. I remember you have 4 kids. Let's see if my phone's going to work. It never works. Whenever I need it to, it doesn't. There we go. Oh, I guess you have.
Beat me to it.
You probably will. This thing doesn't, like, it's the slowest phone.
Ztake Podcast.
Ooh.
We are at
49. So this is the 50th.
Look at us.
Wow, we didn't even plan
is
that.
An accomplishment.
Yeah, you got them well shed shoulders. About 4 months ago. Okay.
You know what? I'm really glad I didn't publish that episode then.
Yeah, that would have thrown everything off.
My 5th and final child.
Yeah, that's a lot of kids to have. Like that's a
lot. Yeah, it's a lot to take care of.
It's a lot on your shoulders, but especially in a 1-bedroom apartment. You just start telling people you have 5 kids. I think that'd be really funny.
Well, yeah. I'm going to start removing some of the episodes too. So, you know what? I'll keep a few
We
of
put
them.
some of the kids up for adoption.
I'm going to keep the cooking videos and probably the shorts too. But,
Okay.
you know, just
unless
you have anything where you're like that, I would prefer it to stay up. Or
No, I think like the good clips we've made into shorts, well, especially a lot of our early episodes, I'm always like, like wasn't thinking.
I'm not sure you believe that past me.
Yeah.
Think before you talk, why don't you?
That was me last week. I'm a very different person.
I change every 6 months. I just flip personalities.
Sometimes even sooner. Let's be honest. I'll wake up and I'm a different man.
Well, and yeah, it happens.
I'm very mentally ill. That's basically what I'm getting at.
It is kind of sad to cap it off right when we have like nice equipment.
I know. But I was kind of curious because you told me about the mics, and then you're saying last episode. I'm like, that's.
Well, again, if you wanted to do something else, but I feel like the Ztake chapter, I kind of want to close it out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then I think for the premiere, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up playing like a couple of the short films, you know, some of the clips from the previous movies, make it kind of a day, and then you know,
I like that. Kind of have like a moment, you know, like we did this. We did do a lot in a couple years.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, you bought a camera, like a really nice camera.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of
and it's not like
improvement.
It's not like any of this is going to go to waste. I think obviously like it was a really cool experience. And then I'm going to keep on doing videography and ideally more movies down the road. But yeah, it's been wild.
Yeah. I think, because that was the thing. It's not necessarily a fail. Like, I think we succeeded.
No. It's a success in every way that matters.
Yeah. I like that. I'm not saying that we failed. I'm just like trying to think. Usually when things shut down, then like something went wrong, and I don't think it really went wrong. It's just hard when you have like teenagers doing stuff.
Absolutely, no.
Life changes because again, like you said, people going to college, and you can't expect people to be like, drop college to be in a movie that goes into. And again, if you were like some big Hollywood thing, like then you probably could. But even then, it is hard when people have like, I really want to do this. It's like, well, you should do that. Like that's.
Mm-hmm. It's not like I can pay people. It was always just like a It wasn't a failure in any way, and I really love that it all happened. But I feel like it's best to cap it off as opposed to, man, what happened?
Yeah.
And I mean, I was talking to Dashel about it, and he was like, I think he's interested in being in more stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, anyone who wants to be, that's absolutely great. But it's not going to be a little while.
Team. Yeah. I think that's probably good, too. Because it is a lot to fill up a summer with, too. Mm-hmm. But especially when it's like, not like a side thing, but like people have jobs and other things. Like it is hard to film a movie. Like short films are one thing, but to like film a movie it's just a very different thing. And
I'm finding it very difficult to still be running everything by myself. So
that is hard.
In future, I think whoever is involved with the project is going to be much more like in charge of the story and some of the writing and that kind of thing. Hopefully that'll make it easier on everyone.
Yeah, because it is funny watching like other movies. You got like 13 minutes of credits, then ours is 30 seconds long, and you're like,
Well, ours are more fun, but
that's true. Ours are significantly better credits, but yeah, cool.
Trying to think of other updates.
Yeah, I'm trying to. There's a few I want to see. Like I want to, because the car crash was definitely a big thing.
That was pretty big.
Yeah.
I lived with Zach for a while. That was
a change.
And then have you guys been on vacation since? No, not this summer, have you?
No, we haven't gone anywhere this summer. Wait.
Yeah.
We went to North Dakota for a wedding.
Oh, that's right. Ajax got married.
Oh yeah, Ajax got married. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know how that's going? Like, I don't, like, obviously, that's a weird question, but, like,
how
he's doing, I don't know.
I assume they're not getting a divorce.
Yeah, I said it, and I was like, that's not what I meant. But
No. I think they're happy, yeah.
Cool.
I talk to him occasionally. Obviously, he's pretty busy.
Yeah.
Well,
we're all a little busy.
We're all so busy. We have no time.
None at all. I have nothing, free time.
Yep. I had no time for that 10-minute Veggie Tales out of context video I watched this one. So I went up to film his wedding.
Yeah,
my sister did the photography because the other guy showed up high.
Mint.
And he was too short to take control, so I ended up organizing the photo shoot, which was fun.
That's pretty cool. And it's kind of a cool memory to have, too. Be like, our wedding, our friend did it. Like, that's usually, like, people are like, yeah, my friend did it. But you're like, they all look good. So it's like.
Well, it was really weird because, like, I think the mom, I don't know what the mom was thinking.
Yeah.
Because usually you'd have someone organize, like, all right, I want the family pictures. I want the bridal party. Mm-hmm. And then the mom was just, like, back saying hi to people. So I was like, all right, guys, we're going to do this now. I want all the grown scoot together, right?
Do a thing.
Scoot together.
Yeah, we're gonna make this work. Yeah, but it did look good though. I was impressed, especially for like a first one too. Like,
oh, thank you.
It was really impressive. I liked it.
Yeah, if any of you are getting married soon, or know a friend who's getting married soon,
you should get married just to have Caleb as your wedding photographer.
If you know anything about like marriage, have me film it.
Yeah, like all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun.
That was cool.
He was like panicking the night before.
Yeah,
He's like,
it's
okay.
It's okay. Shh. It's okay. Just hit him with like 18 milligrams of melatonin.
I can find you something stronger if you really need it.
I did it again.
Yeah, because he put on this suit the night before.
Yeah.
And he was like, this doesn't look that good, does it? I'm like, no, that's really bad. So he ended up having to go to Kohl's and return his suit. And then I picked out his suit.
Oh, nice.
That he wore, and it looked a lot better because I'm a fashion designer.
Videographer and fashion designer. He's really
very
jack
gay.
of all trades. Like anything you need.
I'm a cook. The ultimate homosexual.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
How do you obtain that title? Who
I don't
gave
know.
you that title?
I'm not even homosexual, and
You're
I'm
just
an ultimate.
the best at it.
I'm the best at everything, apparently.
You're gay? No, just
No.
I could be, and I'd be very good at it.
I'd just be I would be the best gay person there ever was if I were gay, but I'm not.
So it sounds like you'd wink in the middle of that sentence, but I'm not.
So instead, I'll just be terrible at being
It's straight. That's really funny. You have been hit on by a few gay people, so.
I've been hit on, as someone who has been hit on by both men and women. Being hit on by women is a lot scarier.
It is, yeah. I don't think I've ever been hit on by a man. I'm pretty sure a guy realized he was gay because of me. That's a long.
Oh yeah.
It was like, wait, you weren't joking. So it was like a couple months later,
Yeah.
he's like, hey man, I got something to tell you. I'm like, all right, man, like what's up? And he's like, I think I'm bi. And I was like, oh, okay. And then like the past year just like reflected in my head of all the jokes we were making. I'm like, oh no.
But you were the only person that he told. He was like, well, only for you.
Well, that was the thing. I was like, did you tell anyone else? Like, and he's like, no,
like, no,
I just
this
want
is
to keep
just
it between
between
us.
you and-
That's what he said. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't know what to do right now. Like, you're welcome. I don't like, stop.
I'm glad I could do this for
be
you.
of assistance. Yeah. Like before gym class, I would go change, and he would like try to open the door, and we're all like, "Aha, you weirdo!" And then you're like, "Hey, wait a minute. That's not so funny anymore."
You're not just being sus. You're like,
were. This was a move.
This wasn't a. Oh,
Gross.
That
okay,
makes it creepy.
I'm gonna go kill myself real quick. Yeah.
poor guy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you didn't reciprocate.
Yeah, it didn't work out like that. I guess.
Oh, yeah. I also learned to dance with Ajax. So
That's cute.
Yeah,
Is that?
I taught him how to dip, like do the spin around and dip.
Yeah.
And then he chickened out with Sarah. And I was very upset with him. I was like, we practiced this.
We did this.
You dipped
for
me.
You did.
We nearly kissed. And
just to
couldn't
not
do this
have
for
that,
Sarah?
Jeez, man. I'd be flattered, personally.
He
Be
said,
like,
yeah.
He wanted it. That was a special moment between
guess.
him and you.
Yeah.
You don't. It's not a cheap thing. You can't just do that to anyone.
Yeah, I guess.
My grandpa's a really good dancer, and so in the 80s,
Really?
yeah, he's a really good dancer.
I want to be a good dancer.
Not anymore, grandpa, but he in the 80s, one of his roommates was getting married. He's like, I've never danced before. He's like, I got you. And so he kind of taught him how to slow dance and stuff. And his landlord came by and saw them dancing in the window
and raised their rent.
He said he never did that, but they were definitely treated differently. Like there was some sass when like they weren't talked to as much, and the neighbors kind of looked at him weird. And he's like, "It's not
It's not like that.
I don't like." I was like, "How do you like that? That's a tough moment because being like it's not what it looks like doesn't work." And then like he got married and stuff, and I think people kind of around
They're like,
but it was still like, because that was not a time to be gay, especially not in
heard-
like the middle of rural Montana. Like that is not where
Yeah.
you want to be. Like that's not what you want.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised his rent wasn't raised. I've heard of landlords doing it, or like kicking gay people out.
Yeah, well, that's what he thought would happen. But
Okay.
I guess they didn't.
He
I don't know.
escaped.
They just were definitely like, he was definitely shorter with them, and they were not on his good side, I guess. I don't actually know what that means, but yeah. It was. He just grew
would
up in a
take a
weird
couple
place
extra
too. Like
days
he
for,
wasn't
like,
allowed to swim in
maintenance.
public swimming pools because he was Japanese. I'm like, you don't even really look that
Really?
Yeah, like he experienced like legit racism because I was talking to him
I had
about
no
it,
idea.
and I was like, you know, like you grew up in Montana, like because my grandma, my great grandma's like fully Japanese, and I was like, you know, did she ever experience? She's like, yeah, we all did. I'm like, you all did? He's like, yeah, like there was like, he got into fights a lot because people didn't like him. I'm like, that's so weird.
Wow.
Like, I didn't think it was like. I don't know why I expected it to be so distant, but like apparently it was a big thing. Like, yeah, like he wasn't, there's certain hours he could swim in the pool, and he was like 5 and he didn't really understand why. I'm like, that's messed up.
Wow.
Like this little kid, like, oh, it's my hour and it's only him.
And it's sad because Japanese are superior to Americans as
I
well.
know.
So
That's what I was saying.
I guess they're just jealous. They're like, you
I
know
was
what?
like, you were like a really good musician and like got straight A's and like had a cool car, and he's like, guess those things don't matter. And I'm like, but they should. Don't look at race, look at what they have. I'm like, you were funny, like this is not. He's like, like fair enough.
I need to learn how to dance, which I'm not gonna go to a dance class for it.
No, because that, I feel like dancing with a dude to learn is less gay than going to a dance class.
Absolutely.
Being like, oh, got dance class. Like I would have a hard time taking that seriously.
Yeah.
I would show up and just watch you. Be like, tighten up.
Well, see, I feel like, yeah, just like you're at a wedding or you're doing something and you don't know how to dance. That's a situation you don't want to
It
be
is,
in.
and it's awkward because you're like,
Yeah.
you could try to figure it out, but if you screw up, I don't
Yeah.
know. It is definitely
So
hard.
I don't know what the term catch-22 means, but I'm assuming I'm in one.
I don't know what that means either.
I'm in a catch-22.
Ooh, watch it be a gang.
Yeah.
Your apartment gets shot up later.
Why do they?
I'm not quite sure what that means.
I want to look that up because
Yeah.
I've always wondered.
I don't think I've ever actually heard that. Catch-22.
I need you to press enter for
It's a
me.
novel.
I'm not talking about the novel. Yeah.
Catchphrase.
An impossible situation where you are prevented from doing one thing until you have done another thing that you cannot do until you've done the first thing.
Jeez.
We're gonna assume that that's the dancing thing for me.
Yep.
Yep.
That is just, I don't know. I've never heard that before. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah. Feel sorry for
Get
me.
better. Can you dance by yourself? Can you look it up on YouTube?
I don't know.
Close the blinds, but
I can floss. I don't think I can even floss.
I know I can't. We just don't go
They're
there.
just like everyone's got some great moves, and you're just in the center. Just
like-
look at me.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that was a big thing. My siblings got really good at it, and I'm like, stupid. That's lame. You guys should stop doing that. They're like, you do it. I'm like, no, because I can't. But it's a weird point in time.
Yeah. Remember when flossing was a thing that people enjoyed
Yeah, not
before
not
it
anymore.
was. Yeah.
The backpack kid, the guy who invented it, is still trying to be relevant, and it is the weirdest thing ever. He's trying to make music and stuff, and it is an awkward. Cause he's
Like your
still-
time has passed, all right?
Yeah, and like I feel bad for
I'm
people
sorry.
like that, where they're like everyone knows them, and they're on like worldwide news, and like
Take your money, go start a family.
yeah, and then like 2 months later, they're just no one cares anymore. Like I do feel
Yeah.
bad for that, but like you gotta accept it,
Yeah.
unless you have something that can continue. Cause he's still flossing.
You had your moment in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Move on. Like the
That
internet has
or-
forgotten, so should you.
Create something else. You know, like again,
Sure.
you had this.
Uh-huh.
That's gone. Try something else, because you
Don't-
can't. It's not gonna always work out like that. And he is still flossing, and that was like 2018. Like, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's a tough world for him.
He got a taste of it, and
And
he
he's
can't
a
leave it behind.
grown man. He's like
Really?
in his 20s, and he is like, you know what's gonna I'm not a one-hit wonder. I'll just keep doing the same thing.
I'm just going to keep on doing the same thing I did when I was 9.
Yep, and all the comments are just brutal on him, too. And I don't think he realizes it, because they're just like, this dude.
He's so like, you gotta ignore the haters.
Yeah, there's like 30,000 comments, and they're just all like, what is this guy doing? Like, he's still alive? But that's tough. It's a tough thing to be, the backpack kid.
Yeah.
Not who I want to be. He still rocks a ponytail. He just like he's trying to be the same person. I feel like that's a tough. Like,
remember that character you liked 5 years ago? Well, he's still around.
Yeah, and like the exact same. He just got taller.
That's sad.
Yeah, it is pretty sad. Let's see what else happened. I'm my grandma's caretaker, sort of.
What does that mean?
I don't know. She moved in with us, and she vapes. And that is a weird place to put me.
Yeah.
Where she's like, hey, I need you to run me to the gas station. And I was like, okay. Because she smokes. And I was like, I figured that's what was happening. And she's like, I'll take 2 of the white vaporizers. I was like, it looks like she's buying them for me. She doesn't know what they are. And then she was like, how much nicotine's in it? And I was like, oh, okay. That's a question that she, like, for her, like, no kid my age is going to, I'm like, the lady's just looking at me, and I'm like, they're not.
You can't just, like, sit in the car and let your grandma go in alone.
I know, and she's just a frail, she's very small, and so it does not look like she should be able to smoke a pack a day, but she does. And so it's a
why?
Weird...
Is there not, like, a recognition that this is not...
She doesn't care. She grew up on a farm and, like, started smoking when she was, like, 12, and it's just what she does. And so, and at this point, I think it's keeping her alive. Like, I think if we took it off her, it would just, like, she would just shrivel away.
I guess that's understandable.
Yeah, I think just the nicotine's what keeping her running.
It's just a habit,
Yeah,
she keeps on, the reason she wakes up is... that thing I do, I'm going to do it again today. And that's why she gets up.
Her morning starts with 4 cigarettes and a cup of coffee. I've seen her drink water. She's been at our house for like a month and a half. I've like seen her drink water 3 times. And I'm around her pretty often.
Do you know what? Well, women don't drink that much water.
To be fair, she weighs like 85 pounds. So I don't know. Like maybe she's like a camel.
What year was she born? Do you know? Or like how old is she?
I don't know. She's 80 years old.
80 years old.
Whatever that is. I don't know.
So like 1943.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Wow, that's a
long time ago.
That's a while. Yeah. She was like, wow. She's got to remember the moon landing pretty well.
She'll tell you about it.
That's kind of wild.
She was like, everyone was around the TV, and you're like trying to like budge around people, and
imagine being past your peak and suddenly like all this new technology is. You have to resent that a little bit.
Yeah, I get why people don't like old people don't like the newer phones and stuff, because it was like that's just not like. Like, plus, you just don't like. I don't even fully understand it. Someone was trying to explain that like Wi-Fi to me, and I was like, I don't. It doesn't make sense. Like,
Bluetooth is wild.
Bluetooth makes no sense to me.
They're dentists in the devices,
in the little phones, and they're keeping things clean.
They're making the Wi-Fi blue.
I don't
understand.
Phone calls confuse me too, because I'm like, I'm speaking into this thing, and then someone on the other side of the world is hearing it perfectly. Like that doesn't.
Well, you can explain it all through microwaves. Microwaves. The only issue would be the cancer.
Where does that come from?
I think. I think we're all gonna die from brain cancer, because there is no way it's that healthy. Yeah, to have like Wi-Fi going all the time, Bluetooth,
we have Bluetooth earbuds in our face,
like data waves just going all around you all the time.
Yeah, because like I'll go into work and I'll realize I've had my earbuds in for like 6 hours straight, and then you're like that. Like eventually they're just gonna fuse to my head. Yeah. Like that's
which like it's a fine trade-off, but
that's all right.
Like I was listening to RFK Jr. and he was talking about people who were on their phones all day, like business people, and they'd get like brain tumors. Or like maybe ear tumor. That's one of those two.
Just like, I don't know. It doesn't. Yeah. My mom's big thing was microwaves, though. I was never allowed to look in the microwave. And one day I decided to be rebellious and look into it. I'm like, this is lame. What? It just spins? Really? I was like, man, I'm a lame kid, bro. I'm like, I'm a do it.
Cool.
I'm
gonna rebel.
That's lame.
This is why your grandma is healthier than both of us. Does she have a phone?
Yes, she has a flip phone, but she has an iPad as well. And she spends most of her time on the iPad. She
That's
can
too
get
bad.
through like Facebook and stuff like
Does
that.
she read at all? What does she do for fun?
She gambles.
Does she do anything wholesome in her free time?
She's a very wicked woman, man.
All right.
I'm sure she does, but
well, fair enough.
we don't see it. She has like her little casino games that she plays, and she's on Facebook a lot, and so she'll talk with people on there. But
wow, that makes me sad. It's like when you're that age, you should be reading a book, you know?
Yeah. She does. She has some.
Okay.
She likes Western novels, and she said the issue is all the good ones are old, and so she's read all the good ones. And I was like, have you read any of the newer ones? And she's like, no, they're not as good. I'm like, have you read any of the ones that you're saying are not as good? No. I was like, all right, Grandma.
Oh. Wow.
Until I get it, I don't really like reading either, but to be like, these new ones.
Bulletproof.
Yeah. These new ones aren't good. Have you read them? No.
These new ones aren't good, so I haven't read them. You haven't read them? How do you know they're not good?
Because they're new.
They're not good, okay?
I don't like your tone right now. I'm gonna go back to my casino game. She's pretty good at it too. Like
how are you good at casino games?
Like the pole ones, she's not, but like some of the card games she has on there, she's pretty good. I'm like, this is impressive. We should bring you.
She'll swindle you.
We should like make some. We should profit off of this. Wheel her to
as long as you're still kicking, we're gonna.
Yeah, be like, all right, Grandma. She's like, I'm tired. Be like, I don't care.
So this is your great grandma, right?
Yes. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, my great grandma. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
she's still going.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen her. She doesn't want to come to church.
No, she doesn't really like traveling. She's
like,
pretty.
I don't really like, God.
Yeah, she says she watches it online, like on Facebook and stuff. But
well, okay.
Yeah, you've tried.
How dare she?
Yeah. Told her the gambling's gonna get her one day. Karma. It was really funny. Like during Christmas every year when I was younger, I'd like play them with her, and so I'd be like, we got this many tokens, and then sometimes I'd spend a lot of money, and she wasn't mad at me, but she definitely was not happy. And I was like, but you look like a frog. Like your character's super cool now. She's like, what are you doing? So yeah, like I think all of my siblings have had experience gambling at Christmas, which is a pretty cool that it's like a universal.
That's cool. I wish I had gambling experience. So you're just taking care of her. That's like it's
kind of not just me. My whole family.
Right.
I really don't do that much, but she lives with us, so like,
I'll
drive her around if she wants to go somewhere, stuff like that. And so she's kind of not my responsibility. She's all of our responsibility. But like when my parents aren't home, like, as the oldest sibling, it kind of gets passed down to me sometimes.
Yeah.
But, so like again, if she's like hungry, she comes to me, and yeah.
Wow.
So it's been kind of fun.
A change. Yeah.
It is, yeah. So we've built basically like where we used to film the podcast, that old room got changed into a bedroom, and then that little garage area is now an apartment, and like plumbing and a shower, like it actually looks really nice in there.
Okay.
And so she lives in there, and we put doors. I guess you haven't been to our house in a while.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. I guess you came over for the fire, but we didn't really show you, I don't think. We had cars parked out.
Yeah, I haven't been inside
so it's
in quite
basically
a while.
we have like French doors, and it looks like it's like a part of the house now. It's not a garage anymore.
Yeah.
Like we took the garage door off and stuff. So it all looks very nice, but she lives in there, and it's every once in a while because I got kicked out of my room. So Lucas is in my room, but he doesn't sleep in it. So it's just a room.
Why doesn't he sleep? Where does he
Because
sleep?
he doesn't want to. So I am currently in our toy room with curtains up.
Where does he sleep?
With Isabel or anyone else.
So couldn't you just like sneak up and like, hey,
there's
Lucas,
no bed in there.
I'm gonna wait. How is he supposed to sleep in there if there's no bed?
There was, but he wasn't sleeping in there, and so we just put a new one in there.
So they moved the bed to Isabel's, or
I don't know where they've moved it. The whole idea is confusing.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There's a spare room.
I know, but they're like, all my stuff's, I don't know. And so I'm currently like right outside my grandma's room, essentially. And so at like 3 a.m, you'll hear click, click, click with her walker, and then just like a light will come out of nowhere, and this like figure
She'll
just
start
like click,
looming over you.
click. And when you're like half awake, that is the scariest thing in your life. Like just this like figure.
You
like,
just look up and she's like, "Where are my cigarettes?"
Where are my cigarettes? Oh my god, I don't know. Yeah. It's a weird. I don't know. It's a weird. It's definitely a change from our lifestyle, but
Yeah,
that's been fun.
that's wild.
It is pretty wild, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
And she's funny because she's pretty stubborn, and so she wants to do everything.
it's all grandmas should be.
Yeah, and again, she grew up on a farm, and she is very tough, but just you get older, you can't always do stuff, and so like I'll do stuff for her, and she'll be actually mad at me. Like she'll make food, and I'll be like, I'll carry it to your room because it's across the house, you know. She can walk, but she has a walker, and it's hard holding things, whatever. She will be genuinely frustrated with me. She's like, you didn't have to do that. I'm like, I know.
I'm sorry for being nice.
It's just like smack the plate on
Forgive
the floor.
me.
Pick it up, Grandma. Yeah, she's pretty aggressive.
I don't get along with old people very well.
Really?
No.
I think it's fun. I don't like mean old people. Sassy old people I can deal with because it's kind of funny. But like you get some old people in Walmart where they're like, you should quit your job. Be like, you should quit life. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm going to kick you right out of this little stroller. Yeah. You're a little too old to be acting like this. You're a little old to be alive. I'm going to be honest. You've done enough. You've done enough, sir.
I guess, yeah. There are some old people. Actually, no. I lied. I like old people. But
there's good ones and bad ones.
Oh, I think yeah. I must have, we must have stopped podcasting before I quit my LSS job.
Yeah, I think so.
But those people were rough.
I believe
they made me biased against old people.
I bet.
Yeah.
It's a weird, like, privilege thing that they have sometimes.
Yeah, it's very odd. But if you ever get a nice old person, it's like, you're my favorite.
They're the best.
I
like,
love
what's
you.
that? Oh, I can never remember her name. She goes to the church and always sits in the back.
Mrs.
She has
Worcester?
a walker. I don't know.
Oh, Mrs. Pritchard.
Oh, she's my favorite person. She's
great.
Literally the best.
That's how old people should be. Like, you've had 80 years to perfect your personality.
Yeah, and
how are you not amazing? If you're not amazing, you're officially the worst. Come on.
She's the best. But then again, you come into Walmart, some of these people, you're just like, I'm sorry, the company, we don't, it's not that, like, I'm, like, holding it from you, like, you can't have this. We don't carry it. Like, you could go to a hardware store and find it, but Walmart does not carry the thing you need, and then it's my fault, and it's really frustrating sometimes, where you're like, this is not...
Yeah.
You know what, I'm going to put a stick in the spoke of your little, like, wheel thing, and you're just going to be stuck here and think about your actions.
Dude, yesterday I was in the chip aisle and she was asking if we had something. It was like a healthy thing. She was like, your Walmart, I know other Walmarts have them, but your Walmart doesn't have healthy things. I'm like, oh, like none.
None.
Okay. I was like, I looked up the thing and I was like, yeah, we don't have it. She's like, I'd like to talk to your manager, or I'd like you to talk to your manager and make sure that you guys carry it. Absolutely, ma'am.
Yes, I will get right on that.
I have that power, and so does my manager.
Yeah.
So I will make that happen just because you asked, and you were completely nice to me.
Random lady would like this healthy thing because our Walmart does not carry any healthy things, so you should send us all of the healthy things. You should just like walk her up to the produce aisle and be like, "There you go."
It's just very like, do you like this is a sir, this is a Wendy's. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe if this were owned by like a husband and wife in their late 50s, and they usually carry some things, and you're like, hey,
we're like,
if
brand
you could
deals
start
aren't
carrying
a thing.
like this Gouda cheese, that would be great. And they're like, sure, I'll order it from the Amish people.
Yeah, but this is Walmart,
ma'am.
If it's not making them money, they probably don't have it.
My manager probably doesn't have the power to order that.
I don't think they know how to. I think, like,
Yeah, I've had people ask for the manager.
I want it to happen so bad. Well, Joanne's not really our manager anymore, but like I just want to see Joanne deal with that because she's so aggressive.
I have this response that I can't use, but it's like, ma'am, this isn't worth the manager's time. It's not even worth mine. So
there you go.
Please,
I'm sure eventually. Give it time. Give it time.
Well, yeah, I've had opportunities, but it's like
it is that one. That one's gonna get reported.
You just some people ask you a question, and you're like, this is not the person to push around. You're just you're gonna be nice to them and smile a little bit and hope they leave as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm. I definitely try to be nice, but there's been a few moments where I have to take a second and be like, you said that. All right. And it is hard because there was this one lady, she was looking for liquid smoke, right? So I brought her down the condom aisle, whatever it was, and where it
right,
usually was.
yeah.
And I'm like,
liquid smoke. That stuff is amazing. That stuff makes me nostalgic for things I don't have any memory of.
It just feels like it should be nostalgic. Yeah. No, it's good, but we didn't have any because it was like close to some holiday or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but something big was happening and people were grilling or whatever. I'm like, I'm sorry, we don't have it. And they're like, well, do you have this? I'm like, I can look it up. And she's like, you have to look it up. I'm like, out of the hundreds of thousands of products in this store, I only have a few memorized. Yes.
I'm very sorry, ma'am.
Yeah,
I do not have.
Yeah, sorry, I don't. Whatever. And she was like, "You're not very good at your job." I'm like, you should hire and take my job because clearly you're better at it. And then she walked away, and I'm like, that was not the move.
You said
that was not. Yeah. And my parents came in later today, and like, how was it going? And they're like, oh, good, whatever. And I told them, my dad was like, you did what? I'm like,
I wonder if
it's been a day.
I wonder if that's the lady who makes us fill her bleach bottles with water.
No, it's definitely a different lady, but okay. I know who you're talking about. Me and Jose were walking out.
Yeah. She actually was at LSS. I used to give her meals.
Oh, really?
From what I remember.
I feel really bad. It's not just bleach bottles. They are dirty bleach bottles. Like grime on the inside of it.
So what she does, right? She has all these bottles. She has water. It's like gallons. And then she has bleach things. Every once in a while, she'll be like, that one's pretty new. So if you could rinse it out a couple times before filling it with water, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
And then she leaves to go do her shopping, and she has us
to the front.
Yep. 20 gallons of water.
Yeah. Me and Jose did it, and like she has like one big one, then all the little bleach bottles, and she's like, "Can you bring it up to the front for us?" And Jose quickly grabbed the little bleach bottles and just looked at me, and I'm like, I can punch you in the face. I just want you to know you are not a very big guy. Like I can take you. So I carried this thing up because I didn't think to grab a cart or anything. And
she just comes in with like a dirty reused trash bag full of these dirty reused bleach bottles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it is. Yeah, because the first time I did it, because it happens a few times, but the first time I did it, like I looked over at Jose and I like pointed on the inside of it, and he was like,
yeah.
And so we kind of rinsed it out, and it was still there, and we're like, well hopefully
I guess
we
that
don't
means
get.
It's healthy.
I guess we're not.
It's part
liable
of the
for
now.
murder. Hopefully, like this is, and we brought it up, and I was like, "Hey, this lady like has a bunch of bleach bottles she had filled up with water.
Like,
she wanted.
She's
this
like, one.
Yeah, she was like, oh, that lady. She's crazy. And I was like, yeah, we got that vibe.
Yeah. Well,
and everyone knows her too. Is the funny thing. Yeah. Like everyone's like had an experience with her. We're like, yeah.
It's like, oh, I see you're doing the bleach bottles.
Yeah, her. Remember when I had to do that?
Some cranky old people I'm fine with. You know,
really is.
There was that one guy. There's that one guy who walked past me, just barks at me. Take your hands out of your pockets. It looks bad. I've never put my hands in my pockets again. I love that guy.
Really?
That guy is amazing. Like it was like, who are you to tell me? But also like, you know what? That's fine.
You respected it. Fair enough.
It's okay.
I would try to figure out a way to put my feet in my pockets. Like I would have been like as deep as I could go, which maybe isn't like a good response to that. But like, if I don't know you and you're just gonna be like, I work here, dude. Like you keep your hands out of your pockets. Like,
yeah, I guess it really depends.
Do you work here though? When I'm wearing the vest, or like, do you work here? Be like,
yeah,
no, I don't. I like the vest, and I want people to know my name.
I responded one time. I was like, I think so. And she just looked at me and she's like, so do you? I was like, yeah, I work here.
Yeah, sorry. I thought we were doing a thing of saying ridiculous things to each other. Yes, I work here.
Yeah, I do love I think people, like, when they say you don't know where that is, like, they actually, like, I think some people think that, like, if you work near grocery or near HBA,
that's
you,
where
like,
you
manage
work.
it.
Yeah.
And you've worked there for 15 years.
Yeah.
And, like...
It's just not how it works. I understand it's a small Walmart, but it's just like there's a lot of stuff there. Like there's like there's a lot of stuff in the store. And,
inventory. There's a reason inventory week isn't that like fun?
No, because there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's just a weird. I
love Walmart.
I think it's good to have like teenagers work that job because I've realized things about going to other stores too, where you're like, oh, like this guy's like he's in the middle of something, like I want to ask him a question. You just like you get a little bit of an inside look on things, and it's not like it's not like you're better than anyone for working at Walmart, but you kind of understand it more, and that's why my dad's always like people should work retail or fast food, like for a year of their life, whether it's first job, whatever, just so it's like it really does like condition something. 'Cause it's not like physically hard, but it can be hard dealing with people all the time. Like that's not a fun thing to do.
I guess to clarify, almost all of my interactions with customers are completely positive.
Oh yeah, I have like friends that come in now, like there's just the ones that stand out are the bad ones.
Yeah. Like when people ask, like, so do you think this one is worth more for like the same amount or like this off-brand? I love it when people like they're looking specifically for the Great Value brand, and it's like we're out. And they're like, but there's this other one over here. I want the Great Value. Well, I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah, I don't...
What's the correct thing to say here?
Man. Or when people ask me to go look in the back, and I'm like, at this point, I'm like, okay, and I just walk back there and walk back and be like, nope. Because I don't think people understand what it looks like back there. It is like these massive metal shelves and boxes, like packing boxes, where you don't, like, it's not like the product is, like, on a shelf back there. Like, it is... They're in boxes where you cannot tell unless you like find every label and scan it. Like I'm not gonna go. Like it would take me literally days to find what you're looking for.
My response to that now shakes out just to be like, well, if it's not in stock, it's not in stock, and then I just stare at them until they accept that as the answer.
I usually am like at this point I've learned to just be like, if it's not on the shelf, we don't have it, but. For a while there, I'm like, yep, sure, I'll go look in the back and take like a little 8-minute stroll just back and be like, go get a bottle of water, come back and be like, no, sorry, we don't have it.
I looked everywhere, man.
I looked come back with like food, be like popcorn, be like, yeah, man, I couldn't find it. I did find popcorn though. You do get some funny stories there though.
Yeah. Oh, the other day we were all gathered for a little meeting, and this girl in one of those scooter things wheels back, and she's like, "Oh, the bathroom's over here." We're like, no, you passed them when you came out. So she turned around, started going the other way, and went past the door. And I was like, I'm gonna run over. Hi, ma'am. It's right over here. And she went through, the second small door before the big door.
Oh yeah,
like where you get the batteries. She started to go through. I'm like, ma'am, just right over here, please. That's the bathroom.
I feel bad because you're like, you want to help without sounding condescending, but you're like, it's right here. Like, there's signs.
Yeah.
It's made to be easy to find. Please don't make me walk you to the bathroom.
Well, I had to. She was like, I've been back here before. And I was like, oh, did you work here? She's like, no. Like, then you probably haven't been back here.
You don't actually. Wait, she was in the back?
Yeah. That's what I was saying. She like wheeled back towards our meeting. Oh. And they pointed her back. And then she went past the double doors.
Oh, okay.
Towards the back room. And I was like, no. Yep, try again.
Oh, I thought it was just like in toy.
No,
she was in that's really funny.
Yeah.
And it just didn't.
Joe was just cracking up.
I bet he was. Be like, that's you, Joe. This is literally, that's who you are. I don't even know what I do. Be like, oh, well, hello.
Yeah, we all just like, hi. No, it's over there. Yeah.
That's funny. We've had a few people wander back there. Like, I don't know how to get out of here. Be like, big door, like big black door.
You know how you got in here? Just do
it's
that
not
backwards.
That confusing. It's not like it's a maze.
Just repeat your steps. Eventually, you'll get to the big doors, and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm outside now."
Yeah.
And you must be out of the back room at that point.
It's a pretty simple process. Yeah, I've like made friends working there, like not even employees. Like there's this one day where I thought this kid was waving at me. He was not. And so I waved back. And now every time he comes in, he waves at me. Like now it's at me. And so we just have this thing where I wave at this guy. And people are like, oh, you know him? Be like, I have no idea. I have never spoken a word to this guy. But it's just this thing. When you see him, you wave. Yeah. And it's like...
It's an unspoken bond.
And it's really funny, too. Because it's like he would like there was a dude right behind me. He was obviously waving, too. And yet I waved. And I was like, oh... Now again, every time he comes in, he waves at me like, and it's getting more obnoxious too. Where it's like these full arm waves. And
It's a cool kid right there.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It makes it like, oh, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
Like, it's all right. But yeah,
Walmart's been wild. I've been trying to escape, but it's a little bit hard when people aren't getting married every day. It's like, well, if you are,
need it to happen more.
I will video your wedding.
There you go.
Please.
Please.
Yeah.
I'll make you get married.
Get married to a rock. Pay for my own wedding video.
Wonder if you could legally do that.
Can you legally marry animals in some states? Is that a thing?
I think so.
Wow. I want to quit life. I want to quit America. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move to Japan. That's what I'm going to do.
That'd be cool. That's Mason's plan. He wants to move there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you and I can room together or something.
Yeah, hang out.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool place. Like, it's just so different, you know, because like you have like these first little mountain villages where it's like there's like 18 people and they've lived there their entire life. And then you go to Tokyo and there's like 8 billion people there, and you're like, it's just such a weird like.
And everyone's very polite.
They're very polite, yeah.
Very responsible and polite.
They're not like as crazy as some of the other Asian places where they're like, oh, you had one too many kids, time to kill it. Like, you can still like somewhat live your life. They make good food. It's a cool place.
Yeah. You know what?
They have
I want to at least visit.
I think that's a good idea.
I'll visit.
Just hang out there for a little while. They have cute animals.
I need someone to go with me. I feel like going to a foreign country by yourself is like, you're going to want someone else there.
You're going to die. Yeah, no, that's not going to, well, most likely. Maybe.
Just like someone to ask questions. Like, yeah, that's a good question. And then you guys can both just go together pretending like you know the answer. But at least you've asked the question.
Oh my God, it's so much.
Let me think.
ASMR video all of a sudden. I feel like we usually end up. We should like find chips just to annoy your dad and eat them really loudly.
I have a whole thing of a variety pack of Pringles. You can pull them out.
I think that'd
as an
really
anniversary, funny. Celebratory.
Like, take this, Josh.
I'll be right back.
Ooh, he's getting serious about this. I feel like this is gonna bother some people, but that's all right. Oh wow, it's 103. Ooh.
Welcome to Caleb Pringle ASMR. I'll save the rest of those for later. That was really good. All right.
I'm a bit of a pro when it comes to eating Pringles.
Yeah, I can't quite reach that level.
You'll get there.
Okay.
Crazy.
Any other updates? I'm managing a couple YouTube channels.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And, yep.
Let's see. She hasn't gotten back to me. Me and Ronia are dating. I was curious if this was like a... I was trying to figure out if this was like a podcast thing.
It's a good segue.
There you go. Yeah, sorry. I wasn't sure if you were talking about things, but she hasn't gotten back to me. Be like, is this... It's cool. But that's a thing.
So. That's
I mean...
like, we're dating, but we can't tell anyone.
Yeah. So don't tell anyone.
It's a secret. Hey, all internet, don't tell anyone.
Shh. Just you can know.
Everyone on the internet, you just don't tell anyone. It'll be a massive secret.
Just a huge secret between me and everyone I've told.
Yeah, it
that happened.
It's wild. It's a fan favorite of the pod.
Yeah, I'm doing it for clout. Let's be honest.
Ronia Larson. So yeah, so that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Pretty much like that too.
yep.
It's like, what?
Yeah. So I guess the age old. I will talk eventually. Let me buffer.
Yeah. Let them load.
The age-old question of who will get a girlfriend first has been answered.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I win. All right.
Yep.
I'm
Tucker
good.
won the game. Is anyone
I'm
really
gonna go tell
surprised?
Ronia, be like, it's been amazing, but I won, and so you go find someone that like.
There's no purpose for this.
Yeah.
anymore.
No. You find someone better.
I don't think. Yeah. I don't think it's a surprise.
Be like, yeah. Check out this trophy Caleb made me though. We can split the prize if you want.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome. Cut the trophy in half.
Yeah.
You made me a trophy, right?
I'm still working on it.
Jeez, watch me
It takes
break these.
months to do these kinds of things.
That's true.
alright?
Yeah, he's also a metalsmith now. What is it? Blacksmith. That's what it is.
I'm
Metalsmith,
working on a
blacksmith.
cake in the shape of a bicep, but it keeps on falling over.
You'll get there. I
Yep.
respect it though. I respect the hustle.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so yeah.
That's probably about it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to add to that
No,
necessarily.
not really.
But yeah. Anyway, so
Another update.
that'll be it. Thank you for listening to Ztake Podcast. It's been a wild ride. Remember the first episode? Well, no, the first like 4 episodes we recorded never got published because they were awful. But
There's a reason they never got published. But
well, we shouldn't have published. Never mind. Yeah. Wow.
yeah, it feels a little weird. Like this kind of felt like it's like a thing we did.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, intellectual property was like, I'm thinking about doing a movie while on the podcast. Like the podcast predates anything else.
Oh yeah, this was like the original.
Same with the coffee thing came from this. Like, it's a little bit, yeah.
This is kind of the father
It's
of
an interesting
Ztake.
thing starting to let it go, I suppose. But
I mean, we did 50 episodes,
50
plus the ones
episodes
we
is a
never
lot.
released. So like,
which there are a few of those.
we're not gonna
There are probably like 10 of those.
yeah. So I mean, really, like 60. And like 60 is a weird number, so we'll just go 70. We have 70 episodes.
Lots of kids. Yeah, it's kind of wild. I remember doing it at the Joneses, and then yeah,
Yeah, we did some at your house, some at my house.
yeah,
2 different rooms in my house.
never consistently.
Nah, never.
So,
In the church too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Several rooms in the church. Yeah, never consistently though. That's one thing you
Yeah.
can always expect from us. At least from me.
Had lots of guests. It's yeah.
I think that's cool.
So there it is.
There we go.
I guess.
Episode 50.
Yeah.
With like, this is probably going to be like the best quality one too.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It's kind of sad. Is there anything? We don't do anything when we're signing off, do we? That's right. I forgot.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No. I forgot.
Yeah, we have to be like,
Thank
you.
Good for us.
Ah.
Good for
There we
us.
go.
Thank you
Yeah.
for remembering. That would have been sad.
That would have been, I thought it was, I thought that
Yeah.
was a joke. I'm a little ashamed of you, sir.
Yeah.
Didn't you come up with that? I don't know.
Oh, I suppose I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I don't remember why we did it, but it was just a thing we did. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
that, I guess. I don't even know, like, I can't even be like, see you next time. I don't know how to sign off on these things.
Yeah, wow.
I've bowed.
Hey, if anyone wants to do a podcast,
We got.
I guess I could start a new one.
Yeah, if you got something interesting to talk about. Actually, you don't even need something interesting to talk about. Is what we've learned. Nope. You probably do a better job than us.
I love you.
In your beautiful faces.
I love you in your beautiful faces.
Beautiful faces.
Goodbye.
Bring tears to a grown man's eye. The headset was kind of fun to wear.